Perfect.
We have brought you World Cups and soccer matches from all over the world, but today we go into the future and take a look at the future stars of the United States men's national team and the future stars of the Burkina Faso men's national team as State of Soccer dives in to the U17 World Cup. Welcome in to another State of Soccer watch-along. My name is Josh Sperber, joined by Drew Monroe as we take a look at the U17 matchup between the United States and Burkina Faso. And the United States are favored to win this group in the U17 World Cup. They start off with a match against Burkina Faso, while Czechia took down Tajikistan 6-1 to open group play for the U17 World Cup.
That's right. Thank you, Manny. I'm glad to be here. It's going to have a good time. See our boys win.
Obviously, we're supporting the United States, but Burkina Faso looking to make a name for itself in this U17 group. We'll take a look at their starters with Raheem Ouattara in goal. The Burkina Faso U17 national team will run a 4-2-3-1 formation, have two wide midfielders, a couple defensive midfielders, and a player in the middle of the park. Sharif Barrow, the number 10, will be in the center attacking mid position, with the wingers Alassana Bagayogo and Ismail Zale. Excuse me in advance for the pronunciations. Feel free to let me know how wrong I'm doing in the comments below, but we prefer positive, happy engagement, obviously, as we just trying to have a good time watching this U17 match. The defensive middies for Burkina Faso are Eddie Kogo and Mohamed Zongo. The defensive line, Mikhail Koulibaly, Issouf Dabo, Fadil Barrow, and Ousmane Ouedraogo are the back four for Burkina Faso, taking on a similar formation in the United States with two big names missing from the starting lineup, which we'll get to in a minute. Aiden Stokes is between the pipes for USA with a back four of Pedro Guimaraes on the left back side. He had a couple of goals in a 22-0 rout of Virgin Islands in the qualifying matchup, the biggest margin of victory in U.S. soccer history, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. Christopher Cups and Ramiz Hamouda are the center back pairing, with Gio Villa over on the right side as this game has gotten underway now. United States wearing their road blues, Burkina Faso in the white jerseys. And the middle of the park for the United States, as in the back, Jude Terry and Cooper Sanchez as the defensive midi, as the United States gets their first shot on goal. Nimfasha Berchimas right into the hands of Raheem Ouattara, who made an easy save. Berchimas goes around the defense. The closest defender to him was Koulibaly, and he was able to get around it. Now Burkina Faso sends a searching cross, but it's headed away by the United States defender Hamouda, defensive back for the USA. Maxi Carrizo is the center attacking mid with Mathis Albert on the left side, and Berchimas playing right wing. The out-and-out striker will be Julian Hall. But as I said earlier, there are two big names missing from this United States lineup as Burkina Faso lines up for the first corner kick of the game with just about 2 minutes elapsed in this first half. And Drew, let's talk about the two big names missing from this match as the corner kick is headed towards the net, and Aiden Stokes parries the ball away, making the save. That ball went out of bounds again. It'll be another Burkina Faso corner from the other side of the pitch. But the two big names missing from this USA starting lineup, Chase Adams, who had 10 goals in that 22-0 win over the Virgin Islands back in February, and perhaps the biggest name absent from the starting lineup, Kevin Sullivan, the wonderkind from the Philadelphia Union, Drew, what do you make of Chase Adams and Kevin Sullivan's absence from this starting lineup?
Yeah, I think it's a big absence, like very noticeable, obviously. And they maybe think that they're trying to rest them for this opening game against a team that they should be able to defeat. But I hope they come on in the second half and we can see, why we hyped them up so much that they can show their quality to the team for this tournament right away.
And there's just plenty of talent in this United States system, and you can tell that there are a lot of players who might be able to make an impact on that U.S. men's national team, but no Sullivan in the middle of the park. You'd think that it's Carrizo who matches his role the best. How do you think the United States can kind of adjust to, just someone different in the center of that park?
Yeah, I think they play their strengths there. I think Carrizo's good. I believe he plays for New York City FC. That's your team, man. So we hope he makes a good show for you and a good show for us and performs well like Kevin Sullivan does. I'm obviously not as maybe on Kevin Sullivan's level, but I'm sure he's going to do enough to help us out here.
NYCFC has had one of the premier youth systems in Major League Soccer. Notable players like James Sands have come up through said youth system and made it to the United States men's national team. And now Maxi Carrizo, one of two New York City youth players in this tournament. The other one playing on Czechia, who we'll see on the 11th. State of Soccer will have all three qualifying matches for this U17 tournament on the Watchalong. Of course, Drew Monroe joining me for this one. And we will have games against Czechia and Tajikistan, with Tajikistan coming up next on November 8th, and then 3 days after that on the 11th. The conclusion of this group stage, United States against Czechia, currently with a +5 goal differential after a 6-1 win against Tajikistan. And it's hard really to adjudicate the level of talent in these U17 teams because in a lot of cases we haven't seen what these guys have done yet. But a question that I'm going to ask Drew, and I'm going to ask all of you guys to post your thoughts in the comments, is who is going to be the toughest challenge for the United States in this group stage? I think for me, it's got to be Czechia. And you think those two teams could be set up for a winner-take-all match at the end of the group stage as we take a look at the table right here. But Drew, who do you think is going to be the toughest challenge in this group stage for the United States?
Yeah, I think excuse me. I think you got it right there. Czech Republic. That's gonna be the toughest test for us. A last game of the group. So could be the table lead decider. But that doesn't mean we gotta overlook the other two teams in the group because it's like a World Cup. Anything can happen here. Upsets happen, and we lose one of these games we're supposed to win, and we're in trouble here.
You're absolutely right. This is a match and a group, frankly, that the United States are favored to win. And they've dominated possession so far in the first 5 minutes as Berchimas sends a cross in there. It's knocked away by Yusuf Dabo. 2 corner kicks already for Burkina Faso in the first 6 minutes. And now the United States get their first chance from the corner flag. Raheem Ouattara in goal for Burkina Faso. Not a lot of senior matches to his name for the 6'4", 16-year-old as the corner kick was knocked away. Zach Rzuski from these United States was the closest to it. Ball went past the far flag. And Julian Hall with the name Zach Rzuski on the back of his jersey, wearing number 16. 7 minutes in, still scoreless. United States and Burkina Faso opening U17 action. Couple results. Ireland took down Panama in the U17 group by a 4-1 margin. And, of course, Tajikistan falling 6-1 to the Czech Republic. Burkina Faso trying to gain control deep in the U.S.'s zone, but it's cleared away. United States already with 73% possession time, and they're controlling the outcome of this match, but it's Burkina Faso with the early shot attempts, getting a lone shot on goal in the first 7 minutes of this match.
They're looking good so far, the USA.
Yeah, they're moving the ball very well. They're not trying to do anything, not trying to make any crazy runs. I like seeing how they're just passing the ball around and letting the game come to them, really.
Yeah, they're not really rushing anything. They're definitely controlling the pace, controlling the game, which is good to see.
And there's a nice ball sent in by the fullback for the United States, Gio Villa, but it's knocked out of bounds. United States still trying to return. Gio Villa will play it back to his center back as the United States pushes up their line, but the ball gets turned over. Here comes Burkina Faso. Mohamed Zongo passing it towards the center. It's stripped away. United States will try to clear. Zongo stays involved, but it's knocked away by the United States defense. Christopher Cups was the closest to it. He pushes it out of bounds on the near side.
It's nice to see if you're a Chicago Fire fan. I believe that's what Cups plays for in his regular time.
I will see a lot of guys with MLS experience. Cups, having played his last MLS regular season match on August the 23rd, made 3 starts for the Chicago Fire after coming up in their youth squad in 2025. As the U.S. looks to clear it, Cups, dribbling up from the center of the park, sends a lofted through ball that's headed away by the defense for Burkina Faso. And now here come the United States. They play it out for the wings with Berchimas. Sends it towards the center. Cooper Sanchez. Now to the far side. Albert fighting off 2 Burkina Faso defensemen.
Wow.
And it looks like no foul called. The United States play it quickly. It was Barrow on the contact. United States still in control. Good play in the midfield to keep it in the middle third. And now they go back to the defense and recycle. And they've been playing against an aggressive Burkina Faso defense. That's, I think, part of the reason that the U.S. has been so patient with their passing in the first 10 minutes.
Yes, a lot of pressing there from Burkina Faso. They know they're the underdogs. They know they got something to prove here. If they can sneak out a draw even here, I think it's good for them.
Berchimas finds a seam in the middle. Sanchez switches the play over to Albert on the far side. Albert runs down the left wing, guarded by Wedrego. He gets the back and forth. Quick shot, and it's a goal. Oh, no, other side of the net.
Oh.
That really looked like it was a winner, but it hit the outside left corner of the net. But a great 1-2 for the United States from Mathis Albert and Nimfasha Berchimas. A good start for the USA as they get the best-looking goal chance of the night in the early going.
Yeah, that was nice for the both of them there. A lot of bodies around them too. They got that 1-2 going, and so they were able to get a shot off on the goal, which is great. That's how quick they can be.
They have that speed. Nimfasha Berchimas, a player for Charlotte FC's youth team, the team playing New York City FC in the MLS Cup playoffs, will be glued to MLS playoff action on State of Soccer with the upcoming MLS Cup final annual watch-along that we have done since 2021. Stay tuned for more information on that, and be sure to follow State of Soccer on social media at SO Soccer TV. Give us a nice subscribe at our YouTube channel if that's where you're watching from. And even if not, you should probably subscribe anyway. Still scoreless here in Qatar, where the United States and Burkina Faso are going head-to-head as Burkina Faso gets some nice moves from Alassane Bagayogo. But a 2-on-1, United States with the numbers back, dispossesses him, and the ball rolls to Aiden Stokes. Still 0-0 in the 12th minute. Stokes, 17-year-old netminder for the New York Red Bulls youth squad, made 1 start in a 5-1 U.S. Open Cup win back in March with 5 saves in his only senior appearance. Now getting the start in between the pipes in the U17 World Cup. Next 5 of these U17 World Cups and now annual tournament will be held in Qatar. The most recent World Cup was played for the senior teams, with plenty of history of United States national team members coming from this U17 squad, and so many great performances from young players. And if anyone would like to share who their top youth U.S. national team performance was, please be sure to share it in the comments. I mean, it's hard to beat some of the things that Christian Pulisic, Weston McKennie have done for the United States national team in the U17 and the senior members. But Drew, I want to hear your thoughts on some of the great youth national team performances that we've seen from players now with the senior team.
Yeah, that era of like Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Pulisic, that was like our golden, I would say our golden U20, U17 World Cup age, I would say. They were doing great. I think Tanner Tessman had a run in some of them before as well. So then now it's time for these kids to make a name for themselves. I know Kevin Sutton already has for the most part, but everyone else here has a chance to, to light it up for us.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, in a lot of cases, we've seen so many players from the USA and otherwise get noticed from these U17 and other youth national tournaments. And it's the United States still completely controlling possession against Burkina Faso. Apologies for the technical difficulties on the live stream, but we'll try and get the full game track up and running. United States is on their heels chasing Burkina Faso, trying to clear it out of their defensive zone. Pass deflected off of a U.S. leg. It looks like it was Gio Villa who knocked that out of bounds. And the possession will change over to Burkina Faso. Still scoreless about 15 minutes into the match. United States controlling possession so far, almost 80% possession time, but it's been Burkina Faso with the lion's share, 2 of 3 shot attempts, and there's a third easily saved by Aiden Stokes on a tough angle from Burkina Faso. So Stokes picking up his second save of the day, third shot coming for Burkina Faso, and their attacks have had to be lightning quick. It seems like whenever they get the ball, you turn around and they're almost in front of the goal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
United States.
I think our team's handling it well, though. They're staying composed back there as much as they can.
You're absolutely right, and you have to stay composed and just be calculated about how you pass against a team that is running as much as Burkina Faso is. And that's what the USA has done. But now it's Burkina Faso in control. Left side of the 18-yard box with Zongo. Tries to deke some U.S. defenders. Has it taken away from him. That's Berchimas, who's been involved in every facet of the game. He'll start the clearance process for USA as he passes back to the defense. I might not be rooting for his senior team. I am from New York, so I'm a big NYCFC fan, but Berchimas has been the most impressive player on the pitch so far today, making an impact on offense and defense in the first 20 minutes. Now the United States are running. They've got it down the left wing with Albert. He goes away from a defender, passes backwards, high shot, but it's over the net for a goal kick. United States with another chance. This one coming from Maxi Carrizo, but he sails his shot atop the crossbar for another goal kick. But back-to-back quick strike attacks from both teams in that open play.
A lot of back and forth going on here. I like to see a lot of action.
Still scoreless, though, but an action-packed scoreless tie, as Drew Monroe just stated. Burkina Faso attempts to clear it. But the ball goes right back to Albert on the left side, easily taken away by Burkina Faso, and now they're running. They're going to send it up the pitch. And great defense coming from Ramiz Hamuda, but he's taken away. And a great clearance at the last second. United States getting Gio Villa to close down a Burkina Faso attack. And now the USA has a chance in open space, but the pass too long. Great idea by
He was
Jude
in there too.
Terry.
Yeah, he's there.
But yeah, just too long of a pass. Otherwise, he looked like he was going to have Berchimas in open space.
Yeah.
The LAFC midfielder played in 2 U.S. Open Cup matches for LAFC in 2025 as Zongo goes down to ground. No card, but a foul called on the United States on the foul. It should be Berchimas, who won't go in the book, but will get a foul called. Free kick for Burkina Faso playing back with their defense. United States trying to jump the long passes, and they take possession away. Albert taps it up, trying to get away from the defenders, but it's knocked out of bounds. Julian Hall helping as well. It'll be Burkina Faso ball with Ousmane Ouedraogo on the throw-in for the small African nation. They bring Ghana to the north as they try to get it away from the United States. Lofted through ball going to Zongo. United States with the numbers back. Zongo gets it from Bagayogo. Goes back to defense with Koulibaly. Sends it across, sails over everyone. Race to the sideline. It's won by Ismail Zaleh. Zaleh sends in a low cross. Is it deflected? No, out of bounds for a goal kick.
They're very quick on the counter here, this team, Burkina Faso. Seems like anytime they get the ball, they get right to the attack on us.
And I think that's really out of necessity. The United States looks like the more athletic team out there for sure. But it's been Burkina Faso using that quick strike capability on the counterattack. 3 shots to just 1 from the United States. One of Burkina Faso's attempts on net, not the same for USA. 20 minutes have gone by in this first half. Still scoreless. It's been the United States with the advantage in possession time, and now they get a foul right at midfield. The book will not open. Julian Hall knocked down on a tackle by Alassana Bagayogo.
Got a comment here I want to comment on. Asking us where we're watching the game. I'm watching it on Peacock, but I believe Josh is watching it on Fox Sports.
Yeah, the watching to add, of course, to this watch along, Peacock and Universo has the Spanish-speaking broadcast. FS2 has the English-speaking broadcast as a shot goes wide of the net. A long shot attempt from Burkina Faso misses the goal entirely. But, of course, we love for you guys to comment where you guys are watching from. The comment section is always the most fun of these watch-alongs. Yep. We'll see 2 more in the U17 tournament at least, and we'll see how the USA team goes in terms of the knockout rounds. As the USA has a chance, a slide tackle on the near side of the 18-yard box knocks down Jude Terry. Should be a free kick for the USA with Zongo, I believe, on the tackle. And looks like the ball went out for a corner kick. Second corner ball of the match for the United States. Each team now with 2 corners so far. And here it comes. In swinging ball, headed away by Burkina Faso's defense, right back to the taker. And a pass deflected into the feet of Burkina Faso, and now they are running. Bagayogo down the middle of the pitch. Pass knocked away. Goes right to the U.S. defense. Cooper Sanchez begins the clearance. And USA really not showing a different way of playing, despite being heavily favored in this match and in this tournament, at least in the group stage. Tournament that we have seen this United States men's national team go the distance and hope to do again in 2025 in the now annual U17 World Cup. Next 5 of which, including this one, will be located in Qatar. USA into the attacking third, but it's taken away. And now Burkina Faso again quickly into the counterattack, threading the through ball into Zongo. Slide tackle by the USA. It is Hamuda who gets there first. And a clean slide tackle.
That was great. Perfectly timed, too.
Yeah, he had to be inch perfect on that one, Drew. And for sure was the case. So still scoreless. United States looking for a through ball. Berchimas has some room. Onside flag stays down, but the defense for Burkina Faso recovers. There as well was Mathis Albert, who tried to get away from the defender, but Fadil Barro gets it away from Albert. That's been a very fast-paced U17 match. United States midfield and defense has certainly been in control. 75% possession time for the United States. Regardless of what the scoreboard says, U.S. has been in control for this one.
Yeah, we cannot count out Burkina Faso. That they had the most shots right now. Every time they get the ball, they look dangerous. So we gotta be careful. We gotta execute our passes better and get a shot on goal. Hopefully.
United States still without a shot on goal. 1 shot attempt officially for the U.S. to 3 from Burkina Faso. United States still in their attacking third. Burkina Faso, especially on the wings, is playing outstanding defense to limit this U.S. attack.
Yeah.
And that might be a foul call. Berchimas goes down to ground, and it looks like it will be Sheriff Barrow. Might not see a card come out, but the arm extended as Berchimas goes down to the ground. He's been a tough man to handle for this Burkina Faso defense. And the United States will have a somewhat friendly free kick, roughly 30 yards out, indirect on the left side. Will they go for goal here? Or do you think they'll go for the pass with...
I think they should try to chip it in there, see if someone get a head on it.
Albert sends in the trip, high-arcing ball towards the far post. Diving play, not in time.
Too much
Paul
power.
can't find the end of that ball, and it's a corner kick, or a goal kick, excuse me, but a solid free kick attempt from the United States there. Still scoreless on the goal kick.
They go on the break again. Big cross there.
Burkina Faso going right to work on the other side of the pitch.
They're defending really well against it. They know how to cut off our final third plays, help us. It makes us not get a shot on goal, or we get to even attempt a shot. If this stays the same way, still 0-0 at the half, would you bring on Kevin Sullivan?
I mean, it's certainly possible. I don't know if I changed right at halftime is the move with how well they're playing. You might want to let these guys run just a little bit, but it might be time to start bringing the big guns if you don't have a goal at halftime. That's certainly something I think the U.S. team will consider, as that one's knocked out of bounds. Gio Villa opposed by Alassana Bakayoga. Burkina Faso throw in at just about the 30-minute mark. And now Burkina Faso in their attacking third. Nice spin move coming there from Ousmane Ouedraogo, but it's taken away. Now United States is on the run, but plenty of Burkina Faso defenders back. USA tries to slow play, gets knocked out of bounds by Boro. "30 minutes almost have gone by in this first half, still scoreless. United States behind on chances 3-1, but well ahead on possession time. And I know that's a stat that I've talked about plenty, but in terms of what they're tracking in this match, I mean, how important do you think the U.S. controlling play is going to be if this keeps up? Because it has been a match dominated by United States possession, as that ball deflected off a defender and U.S. player in Carrizo to go out of bounds for Burkina Faso.
Yeah, we're definitely controlling the game, Gord. But Burkina Faso is also controlling their defensive line good. They're controlling the way they're not breaking their defense line. They're making sure that it's a tough game, athletic game, and they're really putting the press on us. I think it's making it hard for our guys to make that one key pass, get in on goal.
And getting on goal has been the issue for the United States as they just pick up a foul. Looks like it was Julian Hall who commits the foul, but no card given. Seen some cautions coming to both sides, but no ref has opened the book just yet. That one sent towards the middle. United States pinching. Burkina Faso going to the outside. They see a threaded ball on the wing. Up for Mohamed Zongo. One-on-one matchup. Zongo cuts inside. Pass deflected. Gets to a Burkina Faso foot. And a deflected shot. Looks like it goes off of Burkina Faso and Sharif Boro. But another strong attack for this African nation.
And another shot at the goal. Not on target, but at least another shot off.
That should be the fourth shot. It was deflected and then went off of Sharif Boro's foot. As we are still scoreless. United States playing a lot through their defense to try and spark their passing.
Another comment asking how we're watching. We're watching, like we said earlier, Josh is on Fox Soccer. Fox Sports 2, FS2, and then I'm watching the Spanish version on Peacock.
For the record, if we were listening to the match audio, I'd be watching the Spanish version too. It's usually better soccer commentary than English, and I need to practice. Julian Hall called offsides on a run from the United States, so a goal kick for Burkina Faso. White jersey falls to the ground, but play on is whistled for by the referee, and ball goes to the USA. Christopher Kupp starts the clearance. Deflected ball in front of the net, and it's headed back to Aiden Stokes. Mohamed Zongo was trying to poke that one in on what would have been a very costly United States error. Now the defense can breathe a little bit easier.
You gotta be careful here. They get that high press going right now on us.
Now Jude Terry tries to send a ball down the right wing. Is Berchimas onside? It appears he is. He'll cut back, go towards the middle, gets around his defender, teetering on the line, pass deflected away, and a great stop by Raheem Ouattara. Now the long ball is Burkina Faso's coming the other way. Zongo tries to thread a pass through.
Whoa.
It's knocked away. Great clearance by Pedro Guimaraes. Ball still ping-ponging around as Jude Terry heads it. Collision towards midfield, and there's going to be a foul called. United States has a man on the dirt, and I believe it is Ismail Zaleh who is going to be called with the foul. Berchimas, though, showing off the fancy footwork as they take a replay of the nutmeg that led to a parried pass from Berchimas.
Scoreless, but not without any action. This game is end to end almost.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, definitely a lot quicker action than I expected, but there really has not been a moment of pause in this game. It's just been go, go, go for both sides. First match of the U17 World Cup for the USA and Burkina Faso as Berchimas deflects the pass back to himself off a defender. He's trying to make some moves on the wing, held down and fouled by Mikhail Koulibaly. And that is really kind of the method for stopping Berchimas. There's no one that can keep up with him, no one that can match his footwork. So a foul going to be called. And Berchimas, I think, got his foot stepped on by Koulibaly.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can share our actual video of the game just because we'll probably get demonetized and taken down for copyright issues and stuff like that, guys.
Yeah, one day State of Soccer, I'm sure, will be broadcasting these games live. That's obviously where we hope to go. Hope to have a more present, attendance at these matches. But we're all soccer fans, so this is the place where we can all watch live together. Little State of Soccer community. Make sure to give us a like, follow, subscribe, and tune into some of our other videos. We've got some content, stadium tours, interesting facts about soccer, and of course more of these watch-alongs for many big moments around the world in both national and international soccer. And in this international soccer tournament, the United States U17 team and Burkina Faso's U17 tied without a goal scored in the 35th minute of action in Qatar. Josh Sperber, Drew Monroe here on State of Soccer. Burkina Faso gets the ball over the midfield as they go to their left back, Koulibaly. It's been a war between him and Berchimas, who pokes that out of bounds off the deflection from Bagayogo. Throw in for Burkina Faso on the near sideline. This one gets sent in towards the box. Plenty of blue jerseys there, but it's still Burkina Faso in control. They go to the far side, oncoming winger, but he dribbles it out of bounds. And that was Ousmane Ouedraogo, who dribbles that one out of bounds for USA goal kick.
Nice little graphic we got here now.
We try to bring you the best in terms of graphics, so thank you guys for sticking with us. Appreciate you guys joining in, and make sure to give us a subscribe at State of Soccer on YouTube. That should be the second save of the day for Stokes, coming off the shot of Fadil Barrow, the long-range shot, right at the American netminder, who hasn't been tested all that much in these first 36.
Yeah, pretty routine saves he's got to make. And again, look at that. 6 shots to 1 shot at the goal for these two teams.
Hard to believe, considering it's been the United States with the lion's share of possession. And the United States has also adjusted their formation a little bit. They're on a 4-3-3, started in a 4-2-3-1, the same formation as Burkina Faso. But some mid-match adjustments as Albert runs into a white jersey, Ismail Zaleh. As I like that comment. Berchimas looking like a teenage Tim Weah. And yeah, I mean, to Crest 11 football, I know I've said it. Drew, I think I can speak for you as well when I say that so far, Nimfasha Berchimas has been the most impressive player in this match.
Yeah, defending and attacking. He covers that whole wing right now.
Yeah,
He's
right,
everywhere.
right back, right wing. He's on both positions, and that is a role that Tim Weah has played for the United States national team since getting his start in this very tournament about 10 years ago. Albert dribbles around the middle, finds an open man, middle of the pitch, shot saved by Ouattara. United States with their closest shot, a fingertip stop by Raheem Ouattara on an absolute hammer from the United States midfield. Play is stopped. It'll be Gio Villa on that one, but great chance by the United States on that last run. What do you make of it?
Yeah, we want to see more of that. I think we're trying to find little pockets of space like that so we can open up this defensive line for Burkina Faso because they're really close and they got it locked down right now.
You're absolutely right, because it really seems like the United States is building up. They're just building up towards a goal. They've been getting closer and closer as we saw Julian Hall on the shot. A sliding stop by Ouattara would have been an assist from Mathis Albert. Had it gone in. Another foul called. No card. The culprit, though, Ramiz Amuda, who looks great on defense. We have seen some well-timed sliding tackles from Hamuda in this game.
It's a dangerous area for a free kick right now against us.
First free kick of the day, at least in a direct capacity for Burkina Faso. United States sets up the wall right on the line of the 18-yard box. In good position for Burkina Faso. They're about 25, 30 yards out. Lefty ball goes for goal over the net, but Stokes was right on it anyway. He had the hand up to parry that ball away. Had that ball fit underneath the crossbar, but the shot from Zongo misses high and long.
They gotta be careful how they give up these fouls here close to the box because that could have gone in.
But a disaster avoided for the United States. Still 0-0. They almost lose it in the middle of the pitch.
Nice composure to get it back, too. It's almost like Burkina Faso's surrendering that midfield possession, surrendering the midfield action there to either attack or really sit back and defend and hit us on the counterattack.
Yeah, it's a good point because the United States is using their midfield, using their defense really well. And, you know, Burkina Faso, as quick as they are on offense, they kind of have to play back because the USA still looks faster. As Berchimas, maybe the fastest man on the field, cuts inside, looks for a curler, shoots at Ouattara, but he knocks it down for the save. But United States still getting closer and closer. Get some more shots on goal in the last couple of minutes as Burkina Faso traverses the pitch. Sends in a searching ball, cross towards the far side, headed away. Zongo knocked down. Shouldn't be a penalty. Just a collision between, I believe it was Zongo and Gio Villa. Actually, it was Bagayogo who was accidentally headed by Villa. Won't be a foul called, but the collision always going to be worth a look.
Berchimas, man, he's looking good. He deserves a goal today. I hope he can get one.
Honestly, so do I, and I really hope Charlotte FC doesn't call him up for this last playoff game against New York City FC.
You got a player down here, it looks like. Going into halftime, scoreless, it looks like.
Might see a substitution as Gio is being looked at by the U.S. trainers. Obviously, with a head-on-head collision.
Yeah. Going to be careful.
There is going to be, like yeah. And Vio appears got the brunt of it.
Seems all right so far, though.
So Villa is going to get walked off. Might just be going to the side, but I don't know if he'll be back in the game. We'll try and update you as soon as possible.
He's put in a good game too, Villa, on the right behind Berchimas.
Running a lot of miles on that right side. And now Berchimas might actually have to play those two positions on the right.
Yeah. I'm sure he would have no problem doing that.
No. Not that I'm advocating for a 10-man U.S. team right now, because that is not something we want, nor is it something we have been close to.
Yeah.
But it does appear that the United States has plenty of talent in this U17 squad. As they'll shield it away from Burkina Faso. Koulibaly will be on the throw-in. And great news for the USA, Gio Villa is back in the game. So at least in the first half, he will not exit. But always a good sign when a head-to-head collision results in no injury changes. Minute before the end of regular time. First 45 minutes. I never know how to say that correctly, but that's okay. Still 0-0. United States is dominated in terms of possession time. They'd seemingly be in control of this game, but it is Burkina Faso with 7 shot attempts, the U.S. 3, as there will be 2 minutes of extra time in Qatar. With Burkina Faso in control, Zongo on the left side sends it forward for their striker. Great defense by Christopher Cups, and he tackles it away, avoiding the corner kick and dispossessing Bagayogo at the same time. Great play on defense by the Chicago Fire player, Christopher Cups. He's another guy who's really impressed me. That center back partnership of Cups and Hamuda has looked really good in front of Stokes. As the throw-in is sent in towards the box, headed away and kicked away by Hall as the U.S. gets the clearance. But Burkina Faso still in possession. They go backwards and now find some space in the midfield. Long shot rolls into the awaiting arms of Aiden Stokes. 4th of 8 shots on net for Burkina Faso. Despite USA dominating possession, it is Burkina Faso who is in control in terms of shots.
Mm-hmm. And I have to say, they look like the more dangerous team going into attacking because they're actually getting more shots off than we are. It's crazy.
The United States has been quite content to just pass the ball around, but the Burkina Faso is just not wasting any time. Every single pass they make, they're trying to move closer to the net, while the USA is passing backwards at times to avoid the rush of this Burkina Faso defense. About 20 seconds left in extra time, potentially last attack for the United States as Gio Villa bombs one across the field, looking for Berchimas, rolls away from him. Goalie's going to get there first as Ouattara beats Carrizo off his line for a clearance And that should just about tick away the rest of the first half. Nope. Rest stops play. Looks like that is going to be the half in Qatar. So we are going to step aside for a break at halftime. We'll give you probably about 10 or 15 minutes away from the mic. But your thoughts on the first half, Drew?
Very action-packed. I'm surprised it's not like 5-5 right now. But I like what I'm seeing from both teams, honestly. Both teams looking really dangerous. Burkina Faso looking very impressed me a lot. I did not think it was going to be this close and they were going to defend this well against us. But credit to them. They're doing really great. I want to see a little more in the final third for the USA, though.
Burkina Faso going toe-to-toe with the favored United States team in U17 action. And we will give you the second half of this action after a brief break. First half is up in USA. U17 opener against Burkina Faso, still scoreless. And we return on the State of Soccer Watchalong.
Perfect. All right. Got a couple people here. Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, of course. Any of you guys' first half thoughts, we'd love to hear. Be sure to be active in the comments. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. But we want to hear what you guys think of this first half of the game. Certainly been an entertaining one, as we will take a short break. are back. United States has started with possession in the second half, and they immediately go on the attack, going down the wings with Carrizo as they try to change the pace of this match that is still 0-0 after one half. Josh Sperber, Drew Monroe here for this U17 clash between the USA and Burkina Faso on State of Soccer. Burkina Faso gets the ball back to the United States goaltender Aiden Stokes after finishing the first half with more shot attempts than the United States. And I know that's it for me, but for you, Drew, what was the biggest surprise of this first half?
Sorry, that guy felt really bad on his back. Biggest surprise was that we didn't score a goal and that we got outshot from Burkina Faso. But like I said earlier, credit to them. They're doing great, defending us, bringing up our plays in the final third, and having a lot of changes of their own. So no changes either for the USA coming into the second half so far, at least.
Yeah, both teams coming out with their starting lineup in the second half after the United States won about 73% of the possession in the first half. But as Drew mentioned, Burkina Faso outshooting the United States 8-3. The good thing to note about that one, though, the United States, 2 of their 3 shots were on goal. 3 of Burkina Faso's 8 shots were on goal in the first half as Stokes and Hamuda on a very close call. Stokes trying to dribble it away from Burkina Faso. With Zongo, they were just too close, and Zongo actually got a foot on it, knocking it out of bounds. Yeah. So now we want to go to the comments as usual. What did you guys like or dislike in the first half, and what would you guys like to see from either team in the second half? We always appreciate your guys' love and support in the comments section, and hopefully you'll join us in this watch-along and have a chat while United States and Burkina Faso go toe-to-toe. Same United States team who set a country record with a 22-0 victory against the Virgin Islands back in February when qualifying for this very tournament have yet to score a goal. And the United States bringing 2 of their best young goal scorers off the bench, potentially. Chase Adams, who scored 10 in that Virgin Islands match, and Kevin Sullivan have started on the bench for the United States.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. Someone scoring 10 goals in one match is insane. So definitely want to see what he can do here. Maybe open up the play, get us a goal finally. First goal of the game.
A shot from Burkina Faso hits off the chest of Aiden Stokes. That'll be his 4th save of the match. Now the United States rushing to clear with a pressuring Burkina Faso. That one's headed away by Carrizo, wearing the captain's armband for the USA, as Albert takes it from the left side, heads back to the defense, giving it to Cups. To Hamuda, increasing the line of United States. Guimaraes into the midfield. Lofted through ball to switch the play for Albert, but it's headed away by Burkina Faso's defense. Dabo sends it out of bounds, and this one's knocked away by Sheriff Barrow. Goes to ground, no foul call. United States playing to their advantage. That goes down the wing for Albert, who has had a nice half on the left wing. He gets dispossessed, and now the United States will get a nice-looking free kick, slightly indirect in the corner of the left part of that 18-yard box. Looks to be about 27, 28 yards out.
Let's see if we can capitalize here on this semi-indirect free kick.
United States will have a right-footed player taking it. That is Mathis Albert, who has been a part of an excellent wing tandem for the United States. Both he and Berchimas on that left and right side have been almost unstoppable for the USA back in a 4-1-2-3 formation with Hall, Berchimas, and Albert up front. Here comes the in-swinging ball. It's a pass, corner kick, headed, knocked away by Burkina Faso. They chase after it, long shot, deflected away, and that's going to go with Burkina Faso. United States, another chance, but Burkina Faso team makes a wall and stops the free kick in its tracks.
Mm-hmm. Again, more good, solid defending from Burkina Faso to get the ball out and prevent us from scoring. We're even getting the shot off.
And defense has really been the calling card, surprisingly so, with the penchant for scoring that this U.S. team has. But the score remains zeros across the board. Same formation, same lineup for Burkina Faso with Tapsoba now up front. As they get a shot, it was Bagayogo who narrowly missed the upper 90. And once again, Burkina Faso making this one incredibly interesting. A nice move down the field with a little triangle passing setup before Bagayogo sends one towards net and just misses it wide of the right corner.
If you could have balanced himself a little better before the shot, that would have been in. It looked like it could have definitely got in.
Yeah, his feet definitely weren't set, and now it'll be a corner kick. It looks like it hit off a USA defender. And here comes the corner. Zongo, the in-swinger, lofted way over the net, headed away by Hamuda, and that's going to bounce out of bounds in front of the far corner flag. So a throw in for Burkina Faso, but deep in United States territory as they try and put a tally on the scoreboard. Throw in for Burkina Faso. They opt for the short throw and then sail the pass well long. It looks like Mikhail Koulibaly was the misstepped defender on the cross.
You think Burkina Faso would be happy to walk away with a point here, a draw?
I think yes and no. I think just in the favoritism of the match, I mean, obviously United States, the juggernaut in this group, but the way they've played, you'd like to think that they want to get a goal. 10 shots in just under 55 minutes is certainly nothing to shake a stick at. So I think they've certainly exceeded my expectations, but I don't know if Burkina Faso will be fully happy with a draw. Obviously, any point is good in the group stage, but both sides have played well enough to earn a goal.
Yeah.
If anyone else has differing thoughts on that, we'd love to hear it from you guys in the comments. See who you guys are supporting, where you guys are watching from. All of that. So make sure to get in the comments and chat about that as Burkina Faso tries to send it forward. Great intervention by Hamuda. Standing tackle from the back line, denying an entry into the box. And now Burkina Faso remains on the attack. This has been the longest sustained possession I think we've seen from Burkina Faso today, Drew.
Yeah. That's true. And they're looking dangerous the whole time they're here. Look at them coming back already into our box. Ooh. Be careful.
And Cups with another great defensive play. And once again, that center back partnership for the U.S. has been lights out defending. As Chris Cups, some physical defense to dispossess.
Yeah, they've been good.
Faso forward.
Hamuda and Cups have been the star players, I'd say, at the back of this whole game. And that's good because, USA's senior team, we don't really have a center back, like a solidified center back starter all the time. I feel like it always rotates. So these kids have a couple more years in them. They can probably be starting if they keep it up.
Certainly the plan is Hamuda races back, passing it to the goaltender for a clearance. Stokes gets his pass headed backwards. And now Burkina Faso in control again. They send it towards the center with Tapsoba to Bagayogo. Runs into the ref. Now the United States have a chance. They lose possession. Burkina Faso gets it back at midfield. Now the United States in control. Ball sent. Albert tripped up on the slide tackle. And we might see the ref open the book. That has to be a card with that open field. As Albert was the first man the ref went to. We'll take another look. Dabo on the attempt. And I'm honestly, he didn't get too much of the feet.
No.
definitely clipped the toes, so I'm not sure that's going to be a yellow card. But it is still United States ball on the long free kick. But I'd imagine that a yellow card is close to coming out of the referee's book after that last one.
Yeah, he's been pretty lenient with all the tackles we've seen, all the fouls. But now in the second half, game's warmed up.
And there's another slide tackle. This one perfectly clean from Dabo, dispossessing Albert. United States with a response and a foul. Dabo down to ground, and Burkina Faso will get possession back.
I noticed that Burkina Faso is looking like to be using the middle of the field more than they were in the first half. Where at the middle, like last half, they were just letting us control that midfield. Now they're kind of in there with us, and they're actually doing well.
Yeah, I mean, the middle of the park was really the only part of the game that the United States had completely controlled, regardless of their possession time. Burkina Faso has been matching them step for step, and this increased aggression in the second half certainly looks good on them. And now the defensive play, Burkina Faso in motion. Zongo gets the pass knocked away. Guimaraes.
Corner kick looks like.
I'm not sure if that went past the corner flag, but that went off Guimaraes pretty hard, and it will be a corner kick. Should be the fourth for Burkina Faso today. Who have now gotten the possession under 70% for the United States. Burkina Faso now with a possession time of 30% for the first time since the first few minutes. That's how dominant possession-wise the United States have been in this game, as Zongo's free kick finds a couple heads, pinballs around, and then a foul is called. Burkina won't get a booking, but it will be Burkina Faso possession. They'll have a long free kick close to midfield.
Watching from
halfway
Venice.
Between the center line. Sorry,
you're good. Oh, yeah, sorry. Watching for Venice here from Giuseppe D'Angelo. Welcome, man. We're doing good. Oh, that was almost a goal there.
Well, if it's Venice, Italy, then that might be the most international country that we have seen in some of these. Looks like the flag went up on that free kick try, but the header went wide anyway from Bagayogo. So a big welcome to Mr. D'Angelo. Appreciate you guys joining in for this U17 qualifying World Cup match. United States and Burkina Faso locked without a run.
Where's Pepe at? Pepe's too old for these kids.
I'm sure he'll be on the senior team in a little bit. He's played with the U17 team. I'm not sure in a World Cup, as the TV has just showed the first shot of Kevin Sullivan. Still in the training bib, but warming up. So Kevin Sullivan could be coming on after the hour mark in this second half, as the United States are still searching for their first goal.
And it's USA on the back foot here in terms of possession. They're chasing the ball.
And the Pepe fan watching from New Mexico.
There we go. Welcome aboard, Pepe Train.
And that one popped into the air. Flag up. I believe it's Burkina Faso offsides, and Kevin Sullivan is taking off the training bib. So it looks like the first substitution of the match will be Kevin Sullivan. When that will be is
who he's going to replace. Or Carrizo.
United States cleared away. Yeah, Carrizo seems to be the most likely substitution. The way that the United States has reorganized their formation per ESPN, it might be Cooper Sanchez who exits if they want Sullivan in that center attacking mid role, with Carrizo seemingly dropped a little further in the park.
Sorry, guys. I think my camera died.
Apologies for the technical difficulties here. We can still hear you, though, Drew, so appreciate you staying on. Josh Sperber, Drew Monroe here on State of Soccer. United States might have an entrant from their most well-known U17 team member as Berchimas gets it centered. Albert now on the near side. Dekes away from defender. Curling shot off the knees of Dabo, and it'll be another corner kick for the United States. But there's the aggression from the United States offense, who had been surprisingly dormant for the start of this second half. Now down to 68% possession time as Albert goes to the corner flag for the United States' third corner kick. I believe Albert has taken all three of them for the United States as he gets set up on the far side. In swinger coming in from Albert. Sends it in to the far post. Headed away by Burkina Faso. Still playable as it goes off of a foot and cleared out of bounds by Burkina Faso. And here is the substitution. The United States will bring in Kevin Sullivan for Jude Terry. So setting Sullivan into a more center midfield role that might push Sanchez down to replace Terry on the pitch, whose night ends in the 62nd minute. Kevin Sullivan enters in his first match in this U17 World Cup, the 16-year-old who made headlines as the youngest MLS player to debut since Freddie Adu, a name that I haven't heard since I got Sports Illustrated for Kids, and I can tell you folks, that was a long time ago. But Kevin Sullivan in the match for the USA, looking for some extra really in this second half. And Drew, what does a player like Kevin Sullivan bring to this United States team?
Oh, it brings a lot of versatility, I believe. A lot of skill. We've seen how he is on the ball. He's right now with Man City training, so he's probably has a lot of knowledge that some kids here haven't been able to achieve yet, obviously, because they're, stateside. But he's abroad. He's learning more than I'm sure some of our guys here are learning. So I want to see what he can bring here in his newly Man City form. If that makes sense.
Man City can certainly bring a new level of play to just about anyone. Sullivan made a start for the Philadelphia Union earlier this year. But last season, a little over a year ago, youngest player called up to the MLS at 14 years old.
It's crazy.
Now it's 16.
When I was 14, I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Same. I wasn't that good, though. I was more a Pokemon guy.
Pokemon guy?
Yeah, that was the stuff.
Those are the days.
Or just regular sports cards, but the days of like good card games are
it's
gone
different now.
It's really a shame.
Yeah.
Nice pass from Burkina Faso. I believe that was Bakayoko who sends it forward. Gets away from everybody. Burkina Faso yet to make a substitution so far. Kevin Sullivan coming in for Jude Terry, the first substitution in this scoreless tie. Sullivan moving into the center of the park.
Oh, sorry about that.
Glad we can see again now, Drew.
Yeah, got the old trusty webcam out now.
Header at midfield. United States will get control. There's Sullivan on the ball. Ushers it back to the defense, showing off his quick reflexes and reaction time. Curious to see if he will start in the next game for the United States, which we will have a watch-along for on State of Soccer. 9:45 a.m. on November the 8th, that'll be Saturday. United States in Tajikistan. Second game of this World Cup. Right here on State of Soccer. Make sure to tune in for that 9:45 game. Now at 11:15, just about. A little over an hour elapsed in this match. Still without a goal between the U.S. and Burkina Faso. Both teams with solid chances, but the defense doing a good job limiting the attack on each side. Here comes a counter now from Burkina Faso. Ball with Sheriff Barrow. As now Villa takes it away. United States will play through their defense to try and move it forward against Burkina Faso.
They haven't USA haven't shied away from the way they want to play. They know they want to try to control the pace. They're not rushing the pass. They're not like going crazy in counterattacks. They're trying to keep the ball and see what opens up for them.
A nice ball from Kevin Sullivan, but on the move it was dispossessed. United States gets it right back. That's Hall. Ferchimas leaves it for Sullivan. Now he goes towards the center, going back to the defense with Guimaraes. Guimaraes to Albert, who's had a great day on that left wing. He cuts inside. 2 defenders on him now. He's dispossessed, and it should be a foul call.
Oh, yeah.
Sheriff Barrow and Ouedraogo, the 2 defenders there. I believe it's Ousmane Ouedraogo who gets the foul call. It won't be a booking, but it will be a dangerous free kick for the United States. Indirect, just inside the 18-yard box in terms of length, but on the left side of the pitch. Albert should take it. He has been the set-piece specialist for the USA. Similar angle to Tony Kroos's worldie of a goal that won Germany a match against Sweden in the final minutes of a World Cup qualifying match in 2018. Shot towards the net, and it's parried away by Ouattara. Believe that Fadil Barrow got a leg on it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was Barrow.
That was nice.
Really well defended and just as well taken by Hall. Back on the mark for a corner kick. He goes short for the first time on US's 4th corner. Albert tries to run all the way in. Ball almost taken away, but Kevin Sullivan clears it. Defense with a long ball forward, bounces into the arms of Raheem Ouattara. So United States with some good chances off the set piece, but it's still scoreless, and now Burkina Faso's running in. Ball centered up by Burkina Faso, and that one taken away. Great positioning by Pedro Guimaraes. Long shot rolls past everybody. And that's out of bounds for a goal kick. I believe that was Mohamed Zongo on the missed shot.
Coach didn't like that one, it looks like.
Yeah, it wasn't that close, and it's just a turnover. And at this point, whoever's controlling the ball is in an even bigger advantage.
Yeah, they seem like the one that's going to score. End to end here.
Both these teams have certainly looked threatening in terms of goals, but neither team.
And again, still only 5 shots for the USA compared to 13 for Faso.
And the way they count shots in soccer is interesting. There are definitely some balls that were intended as a shot that missed a little wider.
Yeah.
That aren't counted as shots, and passes that end up close to shots that are counted. It's hard to really gauge the effectiveness of a team based on the shots they take, but in shots on goal, that percentage is certainly higher for the U.S. The USA, with 2 of their 5 shots on goal for a 40% clip. Burkina Faso, just 33% of their shots have hit the net. Well, a little less than that. 13 shots, 4 on target for Burkina Faso. But quality chances from both sides for sure.
Yeah. I'm curious if this stays tied like this and we each share a point, if that puts a little pressure on the team now going forward for the USA.
Ferchimas with a nice ball. Kevin Sullivan has it tapped away, and it having stopped by Ouattara. And you can really tell that there's some new life in this USA attack with Kevin Sullivan in there, as that one is mistakenly headed backwards by Villa. And Burkina Faso in control. They'll feed the oncoming man. Tipped away to another man in front of net. And it goes out of bounds. That was the best chance of the day for Burkina Faso. But Ashraf Tapsoba couldn't find the ball on the connection. And it rolls out of bounds for a goal kick. But United States almost exposed in the middle of the 18-yard box. Tapsoba tried a little back flick to get it around the goalie. But the one-touch close for Burkina Faso. And their fans are really starting to feel it. Corner kick now. United States on the deflection. In swinger from a left foot. It's headed away. Hamuda was there with a couple other blue jerseys. Long pass headed away again by Hamuda. Still with Burkina Faso. And there is the clearance. That one to about midfield from Pups. United States holding strong. Line staying high enough. And this one is crossed in. Pinballed around. Goes back towards Burkina Faso with Bagayogo. And now a low draw. Hamuda is there, and he has just been in perfect position all night, but falls to the ground after the header. Now another chance. Side shot, great deflection, but it misses wide. Top Soba again, the target man for Burkina Faso, who are getting closer and closer in these waning minutes.
Yeah, that was too close for comfort here for me. We got an Argentina fan here.
Argentina for Burkina Faso. He's right about that, though. Argentina is the world champ, winning the 2022 World Cup.
In Qatar as well.
Looming in the United States.
Yeah.
I wonder if our friend Marco Torres knows whether or not Messi will be back for the 2026 World Cup.
I wouldn't doubt it. He should be
if
back.
You're rooting for Argentina, I'm going to ask you that question. I can ask it in Spanish if you'd like, but
if you're still here.
73rd minute of action in Qatar, though. We know that 2022 World Cup was held. Location of this in the next 5 U17 World Cups. That'll be happening annually. United States has 2 more group state matches, which will be on State of Soccer here on the 8th and 11th of November. As myself, Josh Sperber, and Drew Monroe finish this match off, still scoreless between the U.S. and Burkina Faso in their U17 squads. Burkina Faso has really dominated this second half after the first half was controlled by the United States possession-wise.
Yeah, and they look like the more dangerous team as well, too.
United States just 2 shots, none on goal in the second half. Burkina Faso 7 shots, 1 on goal in the second half.
Got a corner here.
Yeah. Hall trying to cross it in. He'll now get the chance from the corner flag. He has been the United States set-piece specialist in this matchup, taking all of the previous 3 corner kicks. The 4th coming in from the near side flag. In swinger from the right-footed Hall, loading up. United States have looked better and better.
We got about 15 minutes left. I think we should bring in Adams. What do you think?
Might need another striker. Honestly, if they get into the 80th minute with a goal, I'd be shocked if the USA doesn't bring a second striker on, or maybe makes the switch for Hall and Chase Adams. In-swinging ball.
Here we go.
And that one's headed away. Burkina Faso finds a header, finds a U.S. head. Now a shot blocked to Berchimas. Hall can't slot it in the near post. And he misses the net. Albert wants a deflection called, I believe, as we will take another look. Ouattara on the parry. Poor clearance by Burkina Faso gave the U.S. another chance. But again, great positioning. Another defender making a block shot, as we do have a substitution. The United States will bring on 2 players. It looks like for the U.S., Enrique Martinez and Luca Moisa will enter. For the United States, exiting the game is Ramiz Hamuda, a surprise substitution for a center back, and a very good one. U.S. will also have Maxi Carrizo enter the game. So Carrizo and Hamuda for Enrique Martinez and Luca Moisa. And how does that change the formation, change the outlook for this United States team, Drew?
Yeah, we got to see what they're gonna put when they took Carrizo. I see what they're gonna do. If Kevin Sullivan's gonna drop into like an attacking midfielder, or he's gonna be attacking more like a false nine. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm surprised that they took Hamuda off. He was gonna have a great game, I think.
Carrizo, I mean, changing up a midfielder at this point of the game makes sense, and Carrizo looks like he's being walked off by the trainers right now. Hamuda, in general, a center back substitution is surprising, but Ramiz Hamuda has maybe been the best defender on the pitch tonight, as we see Luca Moisa heading in to replace Carrizo in the midfield. Looks like we'll see a substitution for Burkina Faso as well, but that'll have to wait. Mohamed Fofana and Abdoulaye Diaby were the two substitutes waiting at the touchline for Burkina Faso. They did not officially enter when the U.S. made the substitution. 14 minutes, excluding extra time, remaining in regulation. Still scoreless in this U17 World Cup tie, as Hall chases the play switched pass, but it goes out of bounds, and now we'll have some substitutions.
Some fresh legs for Burkina Faso coming on.
Yeah, Mohamed Fofana will replace Eddie Kogo, who has been quiet. But Sherif Barrow, who has had multiple chances for Burkina Faso, will be replaced by Abdoulaye Diaby. Barrow, a big part of that attack for Burkina Faso. He was the central midfielder in the attack position. Does that constitute a large loss for this Burkina Faso team at this stage in the game?
Yeah, they were playing good. Like I think, like you said, Kogo was kind of silent, quiet in this game, but I'm not sure how this changes it up. They're gonna get fresh legs here now, so they're gonna open. The game's gonna open up a little bit more, I believe.
United States getting now two players within the last 20 minutes. Two players have entered for the first time in the midfield in Moisa and Sullivan. And Chase Adams still on the U.S. bench. Enrique Martinez in on defense for Hamuda, placing him as the center back with Cups. Now Kevin Sullivan leads the U.S. attack. He leaves it for Berchimas. Berchimas makes a move. He passes one off the Burkina Faso defense, and it's cleared away. Now down the wing, Burkina Faso can't chase the clearance. Bakayogo leaves it. United States quick on the throw-in. In the middle of the park, Kevin Sullivan is positioned well forward for the U.S. Now he's making a run. Passes it to Berchimas on the edge of the 18-yard box. Cuts inside, curls in a pass to Sullivan. Now goes backward. Back to Guimaraes. Albert, the cross inside, headed away. Sullivan with a chance, and he slots it in. Kevin Sullivan off the bench and onto the score sheet. And with 12 minutes remaining, the United States finally breaks through with a goal, and it's Kevin Sullivan.
He's getting nervous there for a little bit.
And you knew that goal was coming.
Yep.
Kevin Sullivan showing off why many think he is the future face of U.S. soccer. And beautiful passing to set this goal up from the United States. You got to give credit to Julian Hall, who gets the primary assist on a gorgeous cross from Mathis Albert. Hit
nice
the head of the ball right at the feet of Sullivan, and he did not miss. Every shot that Raheem Ouattara had saved today was in the air. Sullivan rolls one across the ground, and it's 1-0 United States with 11 minutes remaining in this game one of the group stage.
Yeah, long time coming. And heartbreak there for Burkina Faso because they were playing really great defensively and attackingly as well. So I can imagine they're going to try to attack even more now to hopefully tie the game up for them. We'll see.
Definitely expect a lot more urgency from Burkina Faso now that the U.S. has the goal. Kevin Sullivan getting the marker in the 79th from Hall and Albert. Means it's a little less likely we'll see Chase Adams. What it also means is that United States needs 4 more goals to bridge the goal differential gap between themselves and the Czech Republic, who took a 6-1 win over Tajikistan. But again, those are the two teams matched up in the final game of this group stage. Goal differential, the tiebreaker, United States and Czech Republic with 3 points if the score holds. Has no foul call despite Albert getting tackled to the ground. And here come Burkina Faso. First touches for Diaby, coming on for Sheriff Barrow. Gets across towards the net. Great clearance by Cups. And now Sullivan chases it down. Slide tackles it off of Burkina Faso. And if Kevin Sullivan doesn't start game 2 for the United States, I'm going to be kind of angry.
Yeah, I'm just shocked, surprised. I know when I'm playing with Tajikistan, I put him on. Let him start. If we're winning pretty good, take him off at halftime, take him off early, get him ready for the big final game at the end. But
yeah, I mean, he brought so much. Burkina was the best player on the pitch until Sullivan came on, which is saying something with Sullivan. What a game he has had. Not to discredit Nimfasha Burkina, he has been outstanding, and I certainly hope to see him on the U.S. senior team in the coming years.
Yeah.
Now, another interesting question. Not a lot of teams tend to go younger when they're building World Cup rosters. And we are less than a year away from the next World Cup, part of which will be held in the United States. By the way, they're looking at a foul call on Enrique Martinez, likely to judge the depth of the card that he will get. We'll keep you updated on that. But the question that I wanted to pose to you guys in the comments, will any of the players on this U17 national team make it to the United States World Cup roster? Any guys you think have a chance? I mean, Kevin Sullivan is certainly writing a case for himself, as is Nimfasha Burkina for that 2016 World Cup. But are they going to be too young to make it to that roster?
Yeah, it's hard, especially I think for the wingers too. I think it's hard. Like Burkina, he's got a lot of competition up there right now. Not a lot of experience at the senior level, I'd say. Kevin Sullivan is probably everyone would pick him the most, I'm sure, out of this whole roster to potentially even make the bench at the World Cup. But I don't know. I feel like I got to see more from Kevin Sullivan before we use a roster spot there for the World Cup.
I agree with you there. I think that he'd need to like take control of this tournament the way James did for Colombia in 2014 to get a World Cup roster spot. But the 2028 Olympics will probably see plenty of these guys in LA.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And that'd be good to see how they've improved their game.
And I could honestly already picture a Kevin Sullivan star turn where he'll be 21 in 2020. No, I'm really bad at math. Hold on. 19. Yikes. He'll be 19 when the Olympics come to LA in 2028. So that puts him in prime age for that Olympic roster.
Yeah.
Burkina as well. He's 17, so he'll be 20.
You know, it really puts in perspective the difference in quality, I would say, from Kevin Sullivan, who's 16, right?
Yeah.
And Lamine Yamal from Barcelona, who's like 17 years old. 17 or 18, freshly 18, something like that. Yeah. It's crazy. And he's starting the year, like, you know, in the Spain national team. Senior
He's
team.
the number 10 on Barcelona. That is no small feat.
Yeah.
1-0 United States, 5 minutes remaining against Burkina Faso as they look to add a couple more substitutions. Nimfasha Burkina will exit.
Yeah, rest those legs, man.
Cooper Sanchez. Kellen LeBlanc will come on for the United States as well. Looks like each team will get 5 substitutions as the United States brings on Kellen LeBlanc for Cooper Sanchez. Berchimas exits as well.
Mm-hmm.
And LeBlanc will replace him on that right wing. And what a game for Nemfasha Berchimas. I mean, you come into this game, you're looking at guys like Kevin Sullivan, who, has more name recognition right now. As Berchimas and Sanchez exit for the USA, Kellen LeBlanc will be joined by Mateo Sakiris, who will go in the midfield, replacing Sanchez, meaning the original starting midfield, Carrizo, Terry, and Sanchez have all been replaced. Now Sullivan, Moisa, and Sakiris for the U.S. So I like what they're doing. They're resting some of the midfielders, the guys who will run the most. And Berchimas, who's done a whole lot of running with, 5 minutes left in the lead.
Yeah, and the whole right flank has been all over, so he deserves that rest.
For sure. But certainly some promise shown as we get our first booking of the game. Pedro Guimaraes is carded, yellow card awarded to the United States left back. He might be another potential exit just to avoid potential card accumulation.
Yeah.
As a free kick bounces into the hands of Aiden Stokes, who has had a busy night, but he is in control.
Yeah, I know most of the shots are kind of routine or easier saves, but some keepers that young, they mess up, they get nervous in the World Cup. He did good, held his composure, and here we go again on the break.
Yes, this has to be the biggest stage of any of these players have played on, as Ouattara dives in front of a shot from Julian Hall that ends up a save. Ouattara has had a great game in between the pipes for Burkina Faso. He's had to be airborne half the time the United States have been inside the 18-yard box.
Yeah.
So Raheem Ouattara, whose brother Eric is on the bench for this Burkina Faso team, has been an absolute wall in goal and a big reason that Burkina Faso has stayed so close.
And it took the magic of Kevin Sullivan to finally beat him in this game.
A true wonder kid in action for the United States, as appears there's some cramping for a Burkina Faso player on the far sideline, with the United States watching the clock tick down. Kalidou Diakite is on the bench, waiting to potentially come in for Burkina Faso, likely to replace the man who is down, cramping for Burkina Faso. Still can't see who the number of the player is, but that'll certainly add on to extra time, which looks like it might be closer to the 4 or 5 minute range now, after we really hadn't seen too much stoppage time.
No, we haven't.
During the half, except for these last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, players are cramping, getting tired. Some subs coming out again.
2 substitutions, one of which will bring Alassana Bagayogo off and Mohamed Abore on. And I believe the player down is Mohamed Zongo. He will be replaced by Kabore. So Mohamed Kabore, Kalidou Diakite are in. And Mohamed Zongo, who had a great match, as you said, will be replaced, as well as Alassana Bagayogo. So Zongo, I think, was the best offensive player for Burkina Faso.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In this game. I am surprised he is coming out. But do you think that Burkina Faso can keep up this intense attack
I think they're getting tired now. They see a lot of cramping going on. They've had a really, really tough defensive game. They've been on us this whole time, blocking our shots, blocking our key passes in final third. They've been all over. So I think it's getting to them right now, and we're taking advantage, it looks like.
5 minutes of extra time, and you're absolutely right, Drew. The conditioning is showing, and the United States is certainly the advantage in that department. As Drago throws it in, drags it along the sideline, poked away by new midfielder Luka Moisa. Burkina Faso in control, dribbling into the attacking third, bringing the defense in now. Everyone's up for Burkina Faso. They try looking for that cross in the net. Well defended by the United States on the edge. It's Gio Villa and Kellen LeBlanc. They forced that one out of bounds. And LeBlanc filling in nicely along with Gio Villa on that right side as LeBlanc replaced Nimfasha Barshimas. United States on the goal kick. Aiden Stokes will take his sweet time. In extra time now, about 4 minutes to go. USA trying to hold on to this 1-0 victory that would put them in second place, but position to win the group still after this first day of U17 World Cup action. Again, Czech Republic, a 6-1 victory over Tajikistan in game 1 of this group. United States will face off against Tajikistan at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. And I'll be on the call for that on another State of Soccer watch-along. Stay tuned on this very channel for that one, coming to you live at 9:45 on Saturday.
That's right.
Kevin Sullivan still in control, getting the ball out of a scrum, trying to find the dagger for the USA. Now he'll go to the corner, fighting off with fellow number 6, Mohamed Fofana. It's Fofana who wins the battle in the corner. It'll be a throw-in for Burkina Faso. But time taken off the clock, and that's the main goal for USA right now. Foul call. Sullivan won't go in the front. It will be a foul after the championship. Wearing number 8, number 10 jersey one day for the red, white, and blue.
Yep.
And Sullivan, poor clearance, but the pass headed away. Great job on defense by Enrique Martinez. And now a long-range shot misses well wide. That coming off the foot of Ismail Zaleh.
Looks like a Hail Mary shot there.
Yeah, and that's really what it seems like now. I mean, as quick strike, as fast-paced as this Burkina Faso team was for most of the game, it has just been, if you see an opening, you take it, regardless of how good the angle is. And Burkina Faso not taking smart shots in these last few minutes, just desperate for a goal, and it's showing after the Kevin Sullivan strike. Booming goal kick from Stokes, sent right back from the Burkina Faso defense. Stokes gets it off the header and scoops it up. About just over a minute remaining in extra time. 1-0 USA as they look to close this out. Tied on points, but behind on a goal differential of 4 behind the Czech Republic. We'll see U.S. against the Czech Republic on the 11th, so a week from yesterday. And Tajikistan against the USA tomorrow in U17 World Cup action. United States looking to regain control in midfield. Burkina Faso trying a last-ditch attack, but the U.S. midfield has been excellent in dispossessing this Burkina Faso team. And that was Ellen LeBlanc running into the wall. And that didn't look good. Ref's coming there to check on him. He might have hit his head on the wall. We'll get a little more extra time as the refs call for the U.S. trainers. But it appears that Kellen LeBlanc will be up and at him relatively quickly, running into the wall on a challenge against Mohamed Fofana. And you can see that he hit his head on that padded wall, but padded or not, that doesn't feel good.
Looks like the ref's checking something here.
Yeah, I think the refs want to see if that foul warranted more serious action against Mohamed Fofana. It didn't look malicious to me, but head first into a wall with a guy right on your back, that's something the refs will look at. And I can see, if you're watching, you can see the replay. You can see a slight arm extension from Fofana. I don't know if he deliberately pushed him into the wall. I don't even know if he knew the wall was there, but it certainly does look like he pushes off of Kellen LeBlanc right on the end line. So that's what the refs are looking at right now.
It's a tough call.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a yellow card. At this point in the game, I don't think he should get a red card for that.
Yeah, it didn't look too rough, I would say. I think he's trying to get the ball.
Yeah, I mean, it should be U.S. ball right now. Doesn't look like there'll be a booking, just a regular old foul on Mohamed Fofana. And the United States might be about 30 seconds left added to extra time due to the injury in VAR check. But United States should get possession just to dribble this one out. So again, some time will be added. And it's a drop ball for Burkina Faso. They'll get one last chance, sending it forward towards Aiden Stokes. United States defense heading it away, getting it towards the middle of the park. Burkina Faso dispossesses the U.S. It goes off a blue jersey.
Could be the last attack.
Whistle the ball. Burkina Faso with one last chance. Good defense coming from Sir Kiris. And we're going to see a corner kick here. No, we are not. That is going to do it. And thanks to Kevin Sullivan coming off the bench in the 79th minute, United States with a 1-0 victory to open up their U17 World Cup here in Qatar. So we'll have a short post-match show for you guys. I know who we think the man of the match is. I don't think Drew's going to disagree when I say that Kevin Sullivan seems to be the obvious man of the match for the U.S. But we want to know what you guys think. Who is the man of the match in this United States 1-0 win over Burkina Faso? Fans, make sure to get your comments out there for who you think. But, Drew, who is your man of the match today?
Yeah, I got to go Kevin Sullivan. Game was our attacking was dead until he came on. He put a little more life into the team. You can see even after the second half started, we were kind of being overrun in the midfield. He came on and kind of opened up some pockets there, and he found himself in the right space and scored a goal. It gave us our first 3 points of the tournament. So, and if I don't pick a goal scorer, I'll probably go with Hamuda or Cups in the back. I think they were solid the defensive duo back there today.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to agree with you there. If you're looking at the defender, Hamuda has to be it. I think Stokes wasn't tested enough. I don't think there were a lot of really dangerous shots. Most of the shots on goal were right at him. So, despite the amount of pressure he faced from Burkina Faso, I don't know if the goalie did enough to outplay one of his center backs. Hamuda was excellent. I was definitely surprised he got subbed off. But I think Kevin Sullivan is the man of the match. The way you said it about him coming in and just really changing that midfield, I think you put it perfectly. He added a lot to that midfield, and the United States would not have won without the play of Kevin Sullivan, who is the goal scorer in this first game of the U17 World Cup for the United States. They will take on Tajikistan, a profound 6-1 defeat against the Czech Republic. And for the United States, we mentioned needing to start Kevin Sullivan, I think, from here on out. But what do you like? What do you not like from this game against Burkina Faso that the United States can try and build off of as they continue this group stage in this U17 World Cup?
I like the intensity. I like the way they were compact in their passing. They knew how they wanted to play the game. They looked good, especially for being so young. But you can tell that they have a game plan, and they're gonna follow that game plan no matter what. Burkina Faso was really on us, but we held strong. And also, I like Burkina. When he was in the game on the ball, it always seemed dangerous. He would find some kind of pocket of space. So I like that. I like the defensive line. I think that the whole back four was great. Honestly, they were solid. They knew their role. They knew their spot they had to be in. Hamuda with that toe poke early in the game to not get a penalty kick right there was great. I just want to see more attacking. Yeah.
Sorry, you're saying something about the attacking as well.
Yeah, I want to see more from a striker. I need to see some a threatening striker to get some crosses into or something like that.
Any early predictions for next game? Maybe starting changes. It seems like Kevin Sullivan has earned himself a starting spot. Any other guys? I think both of us would want to see Chase Adams in that starting lineup for the next game. But what changes do you think the United States should make even after that win?
Yeah, I would do that. I would keep Kevin Sullivan. He has to start. He brings so much life to the team. Chase Adams definitely should start as well. Someone who scores 10 goals in a tournament on the way here should be here and give it a chance. Next game is the day to do it. Burkina definitely has to stay. I would keep the whole back four, goalkeeper pretty much the same, and midfield was pretty solid as well.
Lot to like from the United States, and there's plenty more to see. Once again, State of Soccer will be hosting another U17 World Cup watch-along. I'll have the call here at 9:45 on November the 8th. And the USA takes on Tajikistan. For today's match, though, big thanks to Drew Monroe and, of course, our fearless leader, Brian McDonough, on State of Soccer. But, Drew, appreciate you joining me in the booth and doing all the real work behind the scenes and keeping this stream up. Pleasure to have you on.
For sure. It was a pleasure, man. I had a good time. We'll be here for the next one.
We hope you guys did as well. Sorry to cut you off there, Drew, but we hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hopefully be back for 9:45, United States and Tajikistan as they look to get out of this group stage. Any final thoughts before we wrap up, Drew?
You would say it's going to go perfect in the group. That's my final thoughts.
That is a bold prediction and, frankly, one that I agree with. That starts on November the 8th here on State of Soccer. USA takes game 1-0 over Burkina Faso in the group stage. Once again, for myself, Drew Monroe, and Brian McDonough on State of Soccer, I am Josh Sperber. Thanking all of you for joining this watch-along, and hopefully you'll be with us for the rest of the tournament. Until next time, thanks again for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
See you guys.